So Billy, tell me, what would you say, or what's the purpose of interviews? What's the reason behind interviews?
The reason or the purpose?
Both.
Well, the purpose of an interview is mainly to get information from a person about them or a subject like related to them. Sometimes it could be like with individuals or groups. It depends on what you're interviewing about.
Right. So tell me, Billy, how do you consume interviews? Like, for example, give me examples of how you consume interviews.
Well, there's loads of different ways. You could watch like the Graham Norton show when he's interviewing celebrities on their most recent event. You've got the news that gives you factual information. You've got there's like radio interviews about like artists and their up and coming albums or songs, just that sort of stuff.
So like with interviews, there's different types of questions you can ask in them, right? So can you give me like the definition of open and closed questions? Like, what do they mean when they say closed questions?
Well, a closed question, that's like a straight one-word answer. That it just closes off the question, like the answer. You don't improve on that question any further.
Can you give me like an example of like, break it down a little bit more?
Example.
So let's say like an example for a closed question in an interview.
I'd be like, are you interviewing me right now? And you say either yes or no. And then that'll just close off there.
Alright. Moving on to the open question. Why is an open question?
Well, it's basically the opposite of a closed. Instead of a one-word answer, you give like I wouldn't say paragraph. It's like an opinion or your view, or it's just something that can be developed more than just a one-word answer.
So like when it comes to it, there's like different types of interviews in terms of like, there's like hard news and like light-hearted type interviews. What do they mean by when they say hard news interview?
There's like hard-hitting questions. You're just firing shots at them like all the time, like giving them any room to like breathe or just to think about their answers. So they're just spilling those stuff they don't want to.
Right. So it's like more of like a serious approach on like serious subjects. Right. What about like light-hearted?
That's just you're being all friendly. You don't want to push too hard. You don't like push the buttons. You just want to get information out of them.
It's more friendly, less aggressive. So like, if you were planning an interview, how would you like structure it?
Well, it mainly depends who you're interviewing. Like if they've like had a bit of like trouble in the media recently, you want to be quite light-hearted at the start, and then when they open up a bit, you want to hit them with some more hard questions, so they just let out valuable information.